Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about questions and answers and comments that we got from you, the channel members, the channel subscribers, everybody who watches this. This is time for me to answer your questions. Now, the first thing I'm going to address, I'm going to finally address kind of the elephant in the room. I've gotten several comments asking me to review the Fischer Ranger 102. One person said, I like of all my skis, the Fischer 102s more than anything. Elliott, would you consider reviewing the Fischer R4 CT? I've gotten a lot of questions. Elliott, can you review the Fischer Carve series? Elliott, when are you gonna review the Fischer 102 Ranger? I get question after question asking me to review the skis. About a year and a half ago now, I reviewed the Fischer Ranger 90 and really loved that ski. And why haven't I reviewed any Fischer skis this year? Well, two reasons. One, I reached out to Fischer again about a year and a half ago, seeing if they had any skis that they'd be willing for me to review and test. I, offered everything like, hey, what can I do to make this happen? Reached out to them several times. And the short answer is I got really no reply. I just kind of I'll get one email saying, oh no, the skis didn't change for this year, and then I get nothing. So that's one bit of it. Two is that the contact I had through a family member that knew one of the Fischer reps, they're no longer working there. They got let go. I guess Fischer did some layoffs. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but my only point of contact with Fischer is now gone. Thirdly, my local demo shop stopped carrying Fischer skis. So here in Boise at Bogus Basin, there is nowhere for me to demo Fischer skis. I have no access to them anymore. So this combination of these three things, I cannot physically demo and review Fischer skis. My plan was to see if Fischer sent me any skis, and if not, I'd see what I could get my hands on. They only really had Fischer Ranger 90s last year, but I thought, oh, maybe they'll bring in some 102s for the demo line. Not only did they not bring in the 102s, they got rid of Fischer completely. So I'm sorry, everyone. I like Fischer skis. I'd like to review their skis, but I legitimately have zero access to them anymore. So I guess that's just to answer everyone. If there's anyone out there at Fischer watching, I'd love to work with you guys. I'd love to review your skis. In some cases, when you look at skis I've reviewed, this is the #1 channel for ski reviews. At least when it's like apples to apples and I get a ski at the same time as every other reviewer, a lot of my reviews are actually in the top, which is kind of cool. So thank you everyone here watching. I know you guys have made that possible, and without you guys, this channel wouldn't be where it is. And Fischer, if you'd like to have your skis reviewed honestly, send me a pair. I'd be happy to review them. I can't guarantee you any scores, but I can say historically, I love the Fischer Ranger 90. I consider it a staple of all mountain skis, and I'm really sad that I wasn't able to review them. So Fischer, consider reaching out, ricketyskireviews@gmail.com. I would love to review more of your skis. I feel really sad that I wasn't able to showcase them this year. So, that's where Fischer's at. I don't know what's going on with them. I've basically not been able to find anyone to reach out to. I've continued to reach out to them on Instagram, other social medias. I don't know what's going on, if they're still doing layoffs, but Fischer, I would love to test out your skis. So, anyway, tell all of you guys that were disappointed not to see any Fischer reviews this year. That's what was going on. Again, to all the people that didn't like watching me drink Red Bull, I'm out here with my water again. All right, the first comment we've got here comes from Ian Stinson. You've spoken about how Fischer tips will initiate and pull you into the turn, but in a fairly positive way. Are these Atomic Q9.8s just too much? That is a great question. I think you're kind of right. I don't like the way that Atomic Redster Q9.8s do it for you. A good analogy would be like if you're driving a car, the Fischers kind of feel like they're easy to get the turn started. There's not a lot of resistance kind of taking it to turn, or if you want to think about it back at the ski part, it doesn't take a lot of ski boot pressure to get it to turn, but it still kind of gives you the same amount of resistance through the rest of the turn. It's just that the initiation is pretty quick. Whereas those Atomic Redster Q9.8s kind of feel like you just touch the steering wheel and they suddenly like start the turn for you. So it's a little bit more balanced in my opinion on the Fischer, and that could be partially because it's all mountain, it's a little bit wider, so you've got a little bit more to work with. But with the Redster Q9.8, it really is almost on autopilot. It's really not letting me do the rest of the turn. It just takes a little tap of pressure and starting to make the turn. And it even, sometimes it will like misread oh, you put pressure, but maybe you're just putting secondary pressure, like kind of if you have to make a double turn at the second half of the turn, and it'll start for you when you don't want it to. So it's not a big difference when you say it out loud, but kind of the nuance of turn initiation, you feel it considerably more with those Atomic Redsters. So they're not bad skis. I just like to savor my turns and enjoy them. But I think if you're an intermediate skier who's trying to improve on your carving, taking one step out of your process might make for an actual really good ski to kind of get you to the next level. However, eventually I think that, you know, you're gonna hit a limit, and people who get really good at skiing are really good at like just kind of feathering the pressure when they initiate the turn. So great question, thank you. All right, the next comment comes from Jason Holland 3837. He says, I see Peak Skis are selling 2 pair for $999. $1,000 basically. Sounds like a good deal. I am looking for a mid 80 to 90 ski for the moguls in Western New York. So not sure how Peak would hold for the application, but thought someone else might be interested. Yeah, that is a great question. And I don't know about the other with Peak skis. I only skied the Peak 104 by Dave, D-A-V. But I will say that I like them a lot, and as far as stiffness, I had no issue with the stiffness. So that does sound like a really good deal. Just looking at their website now, it looks like that specific deal is gone, but you can get the Peak 88 for $499, and I think the wider widths are $750. So absolutely a good deal. If you like Peak skis and are interested, definitely check them out. One thing I've learned from working with Meyer, it helps for my long-term for my channel. If you do buy Peak skis and you're interested, let them know, like, hey, I found you guys through Rickety Ski Reviews, or hey, I'm buying these off the recommendation of Rickety Ski Reviews. It's not much, but it does help, and you know, it helps them know, hey, we should send Elliott another pair of skis. All right, next email I got from Brett Thorson. Hello, Elliott. Thank you for your videos. They make me smile, as well as help me learn about skis. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm looking to finally replace my old B3 Bandits in a 204 length. Hey, B3 Bandits, I didn't even know they made a 204. I had a 193 in those. Those are big boys. Yeah, I mean, they're also, since those skis, that would have been what, 2013, 2012? Skis have come a long way. Welcome to modern skis. I'm just under 6'4" and come in at about 190 pounds. I've been skiing since the late 1970s. I would say I'm an advanced skier, though I don't have the same adrenaline chasing I once had. I love to ski with my family, though I wish I could get them on more black diamonds. They all prefer the ball and the blues. I don't have a ton of money to have multiple skis, so typically I only have one ski that I take with me wherever I go, and I use it for whatever kind of day it is. As you can tell, it's been a number of years since I last purchased skis. I believe they are older than my kids, and my oldest is now 16. Yeah, 2013. Yeah, they're, I don't know. I guess if you got some like really early version B3 Bandits. Anyways, I was hoping you could help me decide which might be better for me. I'm looking for the Headcore 98 in a 191, Volkl Mantra M6 in 191 on sale with Evo. Yeah, I think that was one of my feature skis. Atomic Maverick 95 Ti in 188 on sale for $707. They all seem so short, seeing as I've been on 204s for so long. Yeah, that's probably overkill. I'm more of an old school skier, and I enjoy linking long arching turns mixed with some playful shorter turns. I enjoy the feel of carving, nice set turns. Bumps and jumps are not really my thing though. I do like to be playful in line, and a little lip gives me a little air for a soft landing. I'm good with it. Anyway, thanks for helping out this 50-something-year-old understand new ski technology and technique. Boy, you don't realize how run-on people's sentences are until you read them out loud. Okay, Brett, first off, this is something I typically offer to members, so sometimes it takes me a while to reply to these. I think this one took me a week. So if you guys are looking for skis and you like are in a rush, consider becoming a member. It's a few dollars a month. It supports the channel directly. It's really not much money, but it just helps me filter this out. So, you know, I'm just gonna do this for free out of the, you know, just as a way of saying thank you for watching. But typically, if you want like a one-on-one answer really quickly, that's the way to do it. So, you are a tall guy, and you live in the Pacific Northwest. That is very vague. The Pacific Northwest has very different terrain and very different snow conditions depending on where you are. Idaho is technically the Pacific Northwest, but if you are in eastern Idaho out towards Sun Valley, the skiing is very different than Mount Hood or Mount Bachelor or any of those places. So next time, just give me a little bit more information. I don't need to know your address, but just like give me a state or a home mountain or something. So the skis you sent me are very different You got the Headcore 98, the Volkl M6 Mantra, and the Atomic Maverick 95. I honestly, of all of the WIS for the Headcore, the 98 or 99 is, in my opinion, the weakest. It's kind of like a stretched out version of the 93. So I'd probably skip that one. If you can find a good Headcore 93, that would actually probably be perfect for what you're describing. Yeah, so now I'm down between the Volkl M6 Mantra or the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti, 188 or 191. I don't know, man. If you haven't been skiing for a while and you're gonna go with your family, maybe skip the M6 Mantra. I wanna say the M6 Mantra just because I like it in the Pacific Northwest. Like if you're in parts of Oregon, it's a really good crud cutter ski and it's honestly a safe bet, so take that for what it's worth. But they are a bit thick and heavy, and they're not the most forgiving, especially at a 191, although you are tall. If you've been away from skiing for a while and you haven't had new skis since the B3 Bandit, and you like the B3 Bandit, as someone who owned that ski, and I don't know how many of us are still around, we're kind of a dying line here. I honestly would recommend the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti. I think for somebody who's been away from skis for a long time and you want to feel a really big jump, you're going to ski with your family, you're mostly going on blue squares rather than black diamonds, and you've been away for a while, the Atomic Maverick is not the most forgiving ski, but it is probably a little bit easier to redirect and change direction than the Volkl M6 Mantra, especially in a 191. So my opinion is splurge a little bit, get the Atomic Maverick 95 in a 188. You had that Evo deal for 707 with stripe bindings, which is a good deal. You could also find them, I had that like 2022 pair that has not changed. They're just a different top sheet, and those are 188, and those were like a $300 or something. So find some $150 bindings, slap them on there, you'll be out the door for under 500 bucks, and that'll save you a couple $100. So that would be my suggestion. Treat yourself, get the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti. I'll try to link the current version as well as the on sale version if it's still available. But Brett, I think honestly you would really enjoy the Atomic Maverick. One, because it's gonna allow you to like kind of venture off trail and still have enough with that Horizon Tech where you could enjoy some powder days. If you've been away for a while, powder skis have come a long way, and I think this would be a really good introduction. The Atomic Strive bindings are really nice. Honestly, the carving on those is really responsive. If you know you like Volkls and you like kind of a heavy, beefy crud cutter ski, go crazy with the M6 Mantra. Those are nice skis. But I think if you want something that's a little bit more forgiving, a little bit lighter on your feet, and something that's gonna be more forgiving carving on those kind of blue square runs, I have the Atomic Maverick 88 Ti as a bigger guy, and I love it, and I bet you would really love the 95 Ti. So, Brett, that's my suggestion. Do with it what you will. I hope you found that helpful. So anyway, that's all the questions and answers for today. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. We don't actually have like a ton of subscribers based on how many people watch these videos, so I don't know. If you want to subscribe, that's a free way to help the channel. It doesn't hurt anything. We're putting out regular content. If you are interested in any of the skis I talked about, I will have links down below where you can buy them, and that helps support the channel without costing you any extra money. Though I know people don't tend to buy skis in the summer, but you know, if you're a smart and you like to save money, now is a good time to buy them. But more than anything, just thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.